Okay, so today our unit will be unit 3 and 4. So two unit will cover in one day for the week second. So the unit 3, we are going to talk about strategy, human resource management, measure and metric. So what are the measures and metric they are using to draw their strategy in the organization itself? Okay, so the learning objective, you have to identify the right methods. That's why I'm giving that kind of assignments to ensure that you understand how are you going to measure your job advertisement. So today is our topic about measurement and the metric. So after this, you will be able to know how you are going to measure your job advertisement. After that, you also able to measure the performance of your staff. Okay, I can say hotel line, it's really good examples for the performance measurement. Am I right or not, Akimin and Fairuz?
I would say yes, Prof, because we have a lot of key performance indicator KPI, so we are quite strict on that.
So did you go through this slide or not? Because I already opened last week itself to ensure that you are really aware about the performance measures and metric, because you are the one, all most of you, even in a Ashika, your place also, they are looking into the performance measurement, right? Bresta,
念念你背上都湿了，干了没有？非
how's
常
your
湿的这样。
performance measurement? How they do the measurement for the performance? Okay, so let Hakimin or Fairuz explain about their hotel line performance measurement. After that, I will let you know how we are going to relate, because we need to know the scenario of the measurement performance. Then we look into the slides. After that, you try to connect it each other to ensure that we can understand better, because in your final exam your question will be scenario question, like a case study. After that, from the case study is there, only few answer you will taken up and answer the questions. Other than that, you must be very very creative and innovative to think how you are going to relate with the slides. Okay, so these are the things I'm teaching you to ensure that you know how to answer the case study in your final exam. Okay, now Fairuz, can you explain about your performance measurement in the hotel line?
Okay, Prof, can. Normally, we're gonna set a KPI setting first. For the KPI setting, it will be depend on the few element. First element is a core element. Normally consists of business critical, like profit, guest experience, occupancy, revenue, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The second one will be the non-core element, is more into the people enabler. People enabler will be involved the staff training, staff development, staff satisfaction survey,
Mm-hmm.
uh, more into the staff development part.
Okay, so how they do the measurements for that?
Okay, once we set the KPI setting, we're gonna tabulate I would say assessment or KPI. So
Mhm.
each staff is going to be given their own KPI. Is going to be measured by yearly and also mid year. So 2 times per year.
Okay, so what about the other stuff? How your company is measuring the performance?
Okay, that the thing that I mentioned is only for the section A. The section B more into competency. Is staff
Okay.
performance. Yeah.
Mhm. So only few things they will consent to measure the staff capacities for the performance in the
Yes.
hotel line. Okay. So what about the other student? Do you like to share your experience about the performance measurement? Hmm? Any of you have any experience? So I think Ashika is not here, right? She's working. Okay. Anyway, come for a while. Okay. So our based on the Firo's experience, he has told that hotel line have a different way to measure the performance for the staff. Okay, we all listen how the measurement is carried on by the hotel line. I don't know, different, I can say different industry, different companies, they have a different way to measure the employees' performance. Not all the companies have the same thing. So today we are gonna to learn about we have to identify the right methods of measuring performance. Second, we need to discuss about the benefits that a company can get from measuring performance, and the different types of HR metric in use in most the organization in Malaysia. So, overall, that I can say, strategy human resource management, they will look into the employee performance appraisal as a key indicator for them to evaluate the employee's performance when before and after the training itself. Because if they want to reward the uh, employee who are performing very well, they need to know how the employee performance, can say employees performance look like. So they cannot simply evaluate the employee based on their perceptive. Okay, so the HR cannot make any decisions by looking into their appearance, because of the relative, because of the friends. Okay, there's no such any relationship when you look into the employee performance. So most of the HR, they will evaluate the employee performance based on the work quality, quantity, quantitative, quantity, efficiency, and effectiveness of the work process. So they have their own ranking for each indicators. Okay, for the work quality, there's a statement there. Maybe you can rank 1 until 5. 1 is very poor, 5 is excellent. Okay, so that is we call metric. Can you understand so far?
Yes, ma'am. Understand.
Okay, so when you look into the HR metric in Malaysia, okay, you can see the HR metric that they look into uh, employees' perceptive. They have a 11 key HR metric. The first, absent rate. Second, absent for manager. Third, overtime expense. Fourth, employee productivity index. Fifth, training expenses per employee. Number six, training effectiveness index. Training efficiency. Employee happiness. Volunteer turnover rate. Talent turnover rate, retention rate per manager. So these are the five key HR metric that will evaluate different measurements toward the effectiveness of human resource strategy. Okay, so they will look into all these to identify the employees, whether the employee is effectively and efficiently work for the company or not. So far, can you understand? If you look into the absent rate, the metric, the first metric, absent rate. So if you have, as an employee, if you have a very high absent rate, then they will not be able to continue your contract anymore. So I can say in a hotel management, you have to be all the time in the hotel. Am I right or no, Virus? Hotel
Yes,
management, very, very difficult to get leave. One
correct.
week, one day in a week only, they will be on leave. Even
True.
Saturday, Sunday, they have to work for 24 hours. If the friend is on leave or any emergency, they have to replace for their colleagues. So their shifting is like non-stop. Am I right, Fairuz? So what
Yeah,
do you want to
because normally during the public holiday or weekend, the
ah
hotel occupancy will be running like 100%. So the
yeah.
turnover of the guests is actually check in and check out. The operation is really busy. So we need all the people, the staff to be fully manning.
Mhm. So
Mm.
if in this case, do you think the turnover among employees is high?
Yes, especially after the before COVID and after COVID, we have a lot of high turnover rate because of this. I would say the working culture and also the working hour.
So most of employee feel like no point this life, right?
True,
Because they
true.
have to work for day, night, and they can't even spend time with the family. All that even in the holiday itself also, like Raya. What about the Raya festival time?
Raya will only approve very minimum leave because the hotel expected to be full house.
Mhm.
So the manning must be at least 80% of capacity.
So you all as an employee, all Malay on leave or they still work?
No, no, still work. We have like a yearly schedule rotation. So if this year this guy or this girl on leave, so next year is gonna be rotation.
You see, from here itself, you can identify the effectiveness and efficiency for the company, yes. But when you look into the employee perspective, they are feel like they are maximally used by the employer. Okay, so they couldn't spend time, even the raya time also most of them have to work. I'm not think so if 15 years old man can work in the hotel line, because they really like to to be with the family, right? Like I can give example in the education line also, age 50 until 55, they always got something to say, because they feel like, but they want to work. Okay, I give you 10K also, they still have comment to say. They are not satisfied with their job. We have that kind of employee also. Yeah, I mean employee happiness, we have to look the employee happiness. Employee happiness can't fulfill by anyone, even HR also cannot fulfill that. You know why? Because employee, if you pay 10K 20K also, they are not satisfied. Am I right or not? As a human beings, any of you can argue about this point. Do you think manager can fulfill, I mean management can fulfill employee happiness?
No, I would say no, not hundred
Why?
percent.
Why?
Because yes, they can actually giving a very good salary. They can create like a good working environment. But if the people itself, if the manager or if the working colleague in that environment at least not practice a very healthy working environment, so I would say work stress, and then you stress about the people. So a bit toxic place. It will be no purpose for you to stay at the company.
That's why I say employee management, if they want to satisfy the employee, giving 20K also, they're not going to satisfy, because they feel like they just want to earn 20K simply like that without minimum workload. You get me? Minimum workload. Who want to give that kind of job? Management want to pay you 20K and you just depending a partial of the job load only, then you can be happy. If I'm giving you 20K, of course I'm my intention you have to work like a day night without any happiness with your family or nothing, because I'm looking benefit and productivity from you. So overall, that I can say, HR do not think about employee happiness. If you say employee happiness in terms of giving them welfare, looking into their benefits, all that, yes, true. But if in terms of salary you increase as much as you can, also they are not be satisfied. Yes. Any question? Because we all human beings. Human beings cannot be satisfied. If you ask me, I'm earning more than can say five more five six figures. Okay, if I'm earning six figures, for me, I'm really satisfied. I'm happy to work as a lecturer. I'm happy to teach. I'm happy to do publication. I'm happy to do research. All that, but nobody will feel like what I'm feel. They also earning more than six digit, but still they can complaining their job load, it's very high, I cannot tahan, I cannot take it anymore. Then I'm asking them, the employees, I'm asking my staff, I'm asking, you are getting so much, why you are not happy with what you have? That is human beings, they will not be satisfied at the end whatever given by the management. Everyone know that. Okay. So maybe the HR, in this case, the HR is looking into employee happiness in terms of welfare, their benefit, their rewards, appreciations, training wise, like that. So main focus to develop their productivity of the company, they will go for the training expenses per employee, training efficiency. Number 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 5, 6, and 7. These three indicators really concerned by human resource in their strategy planning, because training should be given. Even in the hotel line, training is very important. Am I right, Hakimin? Now it's Hakimin.
Yes, yes. HR also have like a schedule for training for us, and in fact, the orientations and also the onboarding also is a part of the exercise lah for HR.
So training is something like for them they have to fulfill the number for in the education for the company. I'm not sure. In the education line, most employee they have to complete their training 14 hours. 14 hours. Okay,
Yeah, and in
14.
fact, Prof, it is inside our key performance index also for a yearly review. The department head have to ensure that the staff have how many hours training per year for
Per
them.
year, how many hours in education? 40 hours per year.
Oh, but we are lesser lah. We are just about for normal staff is just about 24 to 30 lah.
Oh, that's why education is 40 hours, because we have so many need to go like classroom management, Bloom taxonomy. For preparing the question also we need to know the stage by stage, for master level how you are going to produce the questions, everything you have to go for the training. That's why for education, there's a huge things you have to know and understand and learn. Okay, for the organizations, they will look into your leadership, your professional commitment. So that's why the hours is not that much for year. Okay, so here is the HR dashboard. Okay, so when look into the human resource dashboard, they have a gender, they have a what we call analysis for their own reports. Okay, so they will look into the gender, educations, age, job category, years of service, duty stations, department. So all these are HR dashboards. So each company, sure, they have a HR dashboard. So you can go there, you can see. Then every day you have to uh, punch and punch out. It's mean you have to look your attendance all the time. Then you have to upload whatever um, achievement that you did in your portal for the in your portal for the HR dashboard. So for Unireza employee, they have a HRIS system. So HRIS system for the employee to key in their attendance, to upload their achievement, everything, to read the policy and procedures. There's many forms, everything. Okay, if you want to apply leave also from the HRIS platform, then it will be approved automatically. So each company, they have their own HR dashboard to ensure that employee do not have any difficulty to look into their profile. So you understand, right? What is the main things in a HR dashboard?
Ma'am, I'm not clear. Can you explain again?
Which one you are not clear? Which one you are not clear? The HR dashboard. Amor, which one you are not clear?
Ma'am, education and job categories.
Educational job categories. Okay, first of all, you must know HR dashboard. Actually, they are introducing the reports, and they are trying to display the charts, everything, if you need information. Okay, so education, for your company itself, they have their own HR dashboard. So that HR dashboard, the HR have handled it. You only can see your profile. HR can see overall employees, companies. So when the management asks them to print out the reports and everything, they will print out for the HR purpose only. So education job categories means they are showing each employee what is categorized into which education. Maybe five of them from degree holder, master holder, PhD holder, like that. Job category, what are the job that it's already advertised, then they recruit the staff. So they have a category for senior officer, 10 employees. For officer, got 10 employees, like that. Now understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the table 3.3, the benefits of HR metric in company. So what is the benefits if we having a HR metric in the company? So the benefit that I can say, it will work efficiently on the HR function. So HR, if HR have metric, HR metric, they can identify all the issues accordingly. That's the reason they have a HR metric. They have to look into, like how I say, they have to look into the absent rate, the absent per manager. So the manager role, they have to look into manager role, overtime expenses. So that is the reason they must have this HR metric. So from there itself, they can cover the cost of the company. So they will be able to minimize the cost. Okay, they will minimize the cost, they will try to minimize the turnover rate, everything. So that is the reason we should have, HR should have the metric. Okay, so once they have this HR metric, they will look into informations that they can provide. So if you see, if they have a training expenses per employee, then they will open up the file and see each employee for each training how much they are allocated. So they know who they should send it, how to measure their effectiveness of training employees. So that's why we need the HR metric for the training department. So that is the reason. So this all is benefit and explanations toward the HR metric. So the next one will be so far any question for this one? Do you have any question? Ah,
No, miss. Currently nothing.
okay. Can I continue?
Yep.
Okay, so the next point will be the types of metric used in human resource management. So what kind of type they are using uh, to manage their human resource management strategy. So they will look into they have to align with the business strategy. Okay, so when they aligns the business strategy with the metric that they already indicated in the planning itself, they will make sure they run up, then they look monitoring accurately to ensure that they can get result for that. So after that, they will see the primary areas in the business. Okay, then they look the balance scorecard framework, then at the end they go for the KPI dashboard in the monitoring process. So first of all, they will look into the processes and operation. So once they look the processes and operations, everything done accordingly, then the last point will go for the KPI. Okay, so this is the way. So the next point will be the common types of company metric across the global market. So what is the common types of company metric across the global market? First, they will look the hiring time. So the hiring should be equal to total time spent in hiring an employee, cost per hire, and employee absenteeism. So HR do not like employee who are taking too many absent. Okay, because they found out too much absenteeism, the work will not be done accordingly. So HR always call employees who are making trouble, like in terms of taking absenteeism. Okay, so far in a hotel line, I can give a very good example hotel line compared to other industry, because hotel line very less absenteeism. My friend also from the hotel line, when we want to meet up also very difficult, but now resigned already. Want to go for the clinical side. So clinic also the same things like a hotel, but at least they have a time to spend with the family. Okay, hotel line is really like a miserable employee's life. They don't have that much time to spend each other. They always have to think about the work. Is it Firos?
I would say yes. Even during my public holiday or during my weekend or during my leave, the phone need to be switched on because there's certain guests or your VIP or special arrangement that need to be arranged last minute. Because hotel you have a lot of last minute arrangement. unpredictable incident. So it
Okay.
require for you to be on standby.
Okay. So that's so taking absent in the hotel line. Uh, how the
It's,
HR will take action?
it's a big no actually. It started from the department head itself. So
Mm,
department head will be address this matter directly to the staff through coaching and everything. After a few incident is still not settled, we're
mm,
gonna bring this matter to human resource and address it accordingly. Work together with human resource. Normally for hotel line, if you absent 3 days in a row, so it will
mm.
be automatically dismissal.
Oh, like
Yes.
that.
It
Very
in
new, very
yes.
new knowledge for me. I also don't know in hotel
It
management for so
true,
many things.
true. It indicated in your employee books and also
Handbook.
your yes, correct.
Okay. So what about others? Sure, you also have this kind of experience. So anyone can share their experience about HR, what the HR actions will be taken for the employee absenteeism.
Ma'am, I'm
Mm,
involving right now in
mm.
a restaurant line.
Okay, same like a hotel, a restaurant also
And same
similar.
like hotel. In
Mm,
a riot day, also I need to work there.
mm-hmm,
So I just give an example. One of my colleague,
mm,
he applied
mm,
to leave for riot sessions,
mm,
but our HR manager never give him this
mm,
session. But he avoid he avoid the order from HR. He take his leave during these riot sessions. After
mm,
when he back,
mm-hmm.
our HR manager firing him.
Oh, the
So
reason?
the reason is our HR manager didn't permit him to go this leave, but he take his leave by himself. That's the
Oh,
reason.
oh,
So
against the manager lah without get approval for the leave.
yes. Without approval, he get the leave. That's why manager firing him.
Never give any chances. Never say, okay, I'm excuse you this time. Next time, don't do like that because I'm your manager. You must get approval from me. Never
Oh,
say anything.
oh, I don't know this kind of because when they are conversation when they are making argument, I'm not in there, but I just hear what happened in the outcome of this conflict. I
Oh,
just know about it,
okay, okay.
but right now I know he is on firing. He never come in work back.
Oh, okay, okay. So very. It all depends to the manager how the manager will make a decision. So it all depends. Um, some of manager are very like can say giving excuses and if you are doing 2 3 times like that, then firing can make a decision lah. Can you can make a decision to fire him, but only once maybe is very urgent. You have to identify the case before you make a decision. So that's why HR, I don't know, that is manager. If HR means they will identify the case first. They are not firing simply anyone. They will try to find out, okay, is it
Ma'am,
this person? Yeah.
ma'am, his previous record is not good. He so many time I did this.
Okay.
That wise I think.
Okay, so if
and
like that
and
means,
he's a type of rude guy as well. He also argument with manager very rudely.
oh, okay.
That's why they are giving this action to him, I think.
Okay, if like that means cannot help him. So that is the main things. He was fired by the manager itself. That one cannot help lah. So
Yes, ma'am.
when you see the common types of company across the global market, first of all they will see the working hours for every employee. So working hours for every employee, If you take in Malaysia, 8 hours for per employee. So each of them 1 hours is given for them to break. Okay, so they have to make sure they work for 8 hours, but because of this pandemic, now people want to work 8 hours also very difficult. They just work for 5 to 6 hours, then come back home, because they say still the reason is pandemic. Okay, non-stop reason. Okay, don't know when, but in the global market they are fixed. If they identify that you are not performing according to the hourly, so that will be part of your what KPI. Okay, that's why working hours very important. You check in earlier, doesn't matter. You cannot check in late. When you check out, you can check out on time, but if you want to work for the longer hour, don't say I'm checking earlier, so I'm checking late, then I go back late. Cannot. So you must check in earlier, then go back, can be anytime. They will not bother about your timing go out. They only bother the timing you go in. You get me? Even all the places is like that. Okay, so the next point will be the revenue per employee. So the revenue per employee means what the employee, the each employee functioning to the company and giving benefit to the company. So they will see what revenue they will get you if they appoint and hiring you for this company. If there's no any benefit for them, so no point they are taking you into the company. Am I right or not? Anyone? So do you think like revenue is make you feel like you want to proceed to work or not? Even though you don't know that job, you must give some benefit to the company. Okay, without benefits, no point they are paying you salary. Why they're paying you every month if there's no any benefit from your side? Okay. So that is the meaning of revenue per employee. Employee engagement, how are you engaging with the company? Okay, your commitment, okay, your level of satisfaction toward the company. That is employee engagement. Is it, are you participate and be active in all activities of the company? So they will see your employee engagement. Diversity, a different culture, a different age, a different gender. So can you work with them or not? Different salary, location, job type, all are different. So in these situations, you can engage with the employees in the organizations and according to the rules and procedures. So they will see all these a common types of company across the global market. Okay, so if you see here, employee A, employee B, employee C, monthly salary 468, hours is same hours. Monthly salary, employee A 22 ringgit per hour, employee B 33 ringgit per hour, employee C 44 per hour. So if you take employee C, the level of their job is a managering level. Okay, 8,000 above is a manager level. Employee B, we can put in terms of engineer, all that, professional, lecturers, all that are 6. Employee A, 4K is something like a middle manager. But you see, the hours is the same. When you look the hours, it's the same. And why the salary is a different? What's the reason the salary is different, but the hours of working is the same?
Because Prof,
Yeah.
the
Money.
difference is because their hour payment is different to each other. They might be working same hour, but their hour payments is different. We can see in employment C is collecting 44 ringgit per hour, while employment B is collecting 33 ringgit per hour, while employment A is collecting 22 ringgit per hour. So the company is paying them per hour more than due to their grade.
Also, that is your reason.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, what about other people? Can you let
Ma'am,
me know the proper justification why the hours are same? Only the monthly salary will be different according to the hours, and the monthly salary is different for the category A, B, and C. What's the reason they are paying this? Can you justify it to me?
What their
ma'am,
responsibilities are?
Uh, yes, Mola.
ma'am, there's a difference among them. Qualification, competencies, responsibilities. It's the difference between them because if you for example, employee C, their responsibility is huge and
Mm,
it's very standard. But if I go for employee A, their responsibility also huge, but
mm,
it's not standard,
mm.
not standard. So that's why their salary range up and downs, I think.
Yes, that is the correct one. Okay, first one Ravin says responsibility. Yes, based on they are paying salary toward employee A, B, C, the different salary because even though the hours are same, the monthly salary are different because they will see into your qualification, education, okay, qualification, education, task, responsibility, job descriptive that they are located to you. Why employee C? Because employee C holding managerial level, who make a decision in the company, who have to handle and give advice to the employee, lead the employee. Okay, he or she become a supervisor for you to leading. That's why the payment is higher than people who are doing the job. If he make a mistake, he or she make a mistake in a decision itself, even though the hourly work is same, but the consequences that faced by employee C is very huge than A and B. You get me? Understand?
Yeah.
Understand not? Student?
Yes, miss. Understood.
Yes,
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 understood.
Prof. Understood. Understood.
Now, Larry, can you? That's why, Larry, when you are explaining, you need to justify accordingly. You cannot like giving because of monthly salary this month. I'm asking you why the hourly is the same. All three of categories are same. The monthly salary is different. Simple answer. We can identify the differences based on their qualification, educations, background, their experience, the responsibility task that they are handling. That's why
Competence.
competency, skills, knowledge, okay, their attitude. So all these will concern them whether you can hold high position or not. So when you are holding high position, you will be categorized as a employee C to get 8,000, even though other people's working in the same hourly with you, but you are the one is making decisions for them to proceed the job. If you are making a wrong decisions, your competency is not enough toward the job responsibility and task given, then the consequences are very huge when you are facing the problem. That's why they're paying very high for the managerial level. So you must know their competency, skill, knowledge different than other people. That's why they are getting this much. Okay, so you can see here grade A, employee A and B, grade B, employee C, D, and E. So grade B is the persons who are making a decisions and working for longer hours. Okay, they want to go back home also very difficult. Okay, so they have to think for the company productivity, efficiency. They must think how they are going to contribute to the company growth. That is the grade B's difference compared to grade A. Grade A was the people who are doing the job by leading by the employee C, D, and E. So they will not able to think more than that. Okay, if you look into here, grade A, employee A, the hour is 200 hours, okay, compared to under 80 hours, under 90 hours, 80 hours. The 200 hours the employees work with the low salary 4,000. So what you wanted to justify about the employee A? Any of you can tell me?
Um, he's focused more on layman and very simple, direct objectives.
Yeah, can say that. But if you look at the hotel line, I can say Firos is under employee A, not employee C, D, or E.
But the working hours doesn't justify his
Yeah, I'm just
salary.
thinking like Firos working hours more than what other managerial will do. Yes, Firos, can you let me know your working hours?
My working hour based on the employee letter will be 48 hours per week. So it's about 9 to 10 hours per day. But most of the time we have to stay back. We have to work during off day, when we have a last minute function, when we have event or special attention of guests.
What
It will
about your
be
manager?
the manager also actually will be similar. They have a better benefit, I would say, but their responsibility will be more different. A less working hour, but they have to be responsive through phone, through email, and
So they fall under grade B.
mhm.
See, we only can see how why this fellow working hours is 200, but they are getting very lower salary compared to the person who are working very less hours but getting high salary. So maybe you can see grade A, the people who are working with the high hours but getting very low, the task is not that much difficult that facing by the employee C. Okay, so ours is ours, but we have to see the task that they are given to them. So they have to use their skills and competency to get the company growth. So that's why that is the difference. So most of people will not be able to understand this. They are be very angry to everyone and say, I also working more than 200, you also working more than 200, but my salary is low than you. What is the difference between you? You also working the same task, I also working the same task. This kind of fight always happen in the human resource department. The manager of human resource always face this kind of problem. They always say like, I don't know why they cannot identify which one is why they are getting this much, all that. Okay, so anyway, so this is the way you have to understand why other people getting high than you, even though the hourly working somehow different. Okay, it's not that much different, somehow different. So you cannot fight with the managerial level because they will getting high salary uh, because of their knowledge, skills, and their competency. Okay, they have to make a decisions to solve problems in the organizations. So if you look into the areas that required analysis in order to avoid problem arising, you can see area of analysis: finance, politics, hierarchy, social strategy. So the descriptions, everything is here. I don't need to explain what is finance, what is politics, all that. So if you have any questions. So here they put a request analysis in order to avoid problem arising. Okay, finance, when you look the area of analysis finance, if you go to get any expenses from the finance department, they will question so many things. They only think about try to not give money expenses money for the employee. So they are like ignoring uh, the value of human resources. So they will not able to, because the managements all really depends to the finance department. Okay, so they must really look deep on the expenses of the employee. So what are the things they have to do? They must be very very deep into it, not paying like that whatever the employee is asking. Okay, so the approaches that can be practiced to avoid challenges. So what are the approaches that you can practice? First, fact-based decision making, aligning rewards with important outcomes, management of career development, understanding competitive trends, introduce benchmarking programs. So the phase-based decisions making. So if you really look into uh, if you look into the appropriate and the fact outcome, then you have to collect all the information which is show you to make a decisions. That is the proper way to we look into it. So that is the fact-based decision making. You have to come up with the statistic. You have to come up with the proof and evidence to show that these decisions is really good for us to implement and get outcome from the decision itself. So that kind of approaches. Second, you have to make sure aligns with the rewards and the important outcomes. So when you aligns the rewards, uh, which is giving you the importance outcome. Management of career development. So how do you managing the career development? You have to come out the strategy for career development. So once you come out, you have to monitor and manage the career development, which you can gain profit from that. So the last, you have to understand the competitive trends. Okay, do the market research, try to understand what is the market research getting. So what is your external and internal weaknesses, strengths, and the opportunity that you can grab from the external to improve your businesses? That is understanding competitive trends. You have to do market research. So introduce your benchmarking program. So you have to introduce and promote your programs to ensure everyone attract and know about your product. So these are the approaches for you to avoid challenges. Okay, threat from the external. So this is like a I think this is like a assignment. It is not important one. Okay. So now the unit 4, we're looking into the. Okay, can you give me 5 minutes break? We continue after 5 minutes.
Okay,
Okay,
Prof.
I think it would be better for us.
5 minutes, okay lah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So we come back 3:55. Okay, we continue back. It's 3:56 already. 5 minutes gone like that.
Welcome back, Prof.
OK，
Okay,
我都4、5年没拿过工资了吧？
I see. Who's this? Okay, so our last chapter will be Unit 4, that is Strategy, Human Resource Management, Achieving the Right Balance. Okay, we will see how they are achieving the right balance. So, in these slides, we are going to learn about how an organization can align its HR and business strategy to achieve a balance. Okay, because HR and business strategy, they must be collaborate each other to ensure that they can achieve the organization's goals and make it balanced, because all the costs, budgeting, everything HR should know. Even each department's costing also HR need to know to strategize their business plan. So that is this chapter we're gonna to learn about all this, so how they are looking into it. So, if you look into our Malaysian company, most of you are working in a Malaysia company or any international company here. I know Farouk all is a hotel line, Malaysia hotel line. So, other than that, other student.
Self-employed.
Oh, self-employed. Okay, self-employed is you have Malaysia connections, right? Or you are doing your business globally
Within the region.
or within the region. Okay, so most of the company in Malaysia, they are trying, they are trying to make it balanced toward the business strategy and with the human resource to ensure that they can achieve the long-term goals, most of the company, because some managements they are having a business strategy like very can say like a very huge acceptations, all that, so when they have that kind, when look into the budgeting of HR planning, it will not suit for them to achieve the goal. So they should try to manage their business strategy plan with the HR strategy to ensure that they can go for the long term. So how they are doing so far, I didn't see any companies work hard toward the HR, because if HR say something, the management will say something. They sometimes fight each other also. I also don't know why they're fighting for the things which is they have to do, because HR say no, you cannot do this. Management say you listen to me, I'm the one have to lead you, like that. So they are fighting. When they are fighting inside, the turnover is high, so the HR people will leave the company. So in this case, we are looking into how do you balancing your business strategy with the HR planning. So here they concerning about the resources, challenge, and performance support. So these three components, these three HR activities, they will look into individual perceptive and organizational performance. Okay, so organizational performance, they will look into the finance, budgeting, resources, performance supports, everything to see the organization performance. So individual performance is the employee performance. So if you are plan your resources accordingly, the HR manager plan the resources accordingly. So they identify what are the challenges from the external and internal. They have to know the weaknesses of the organization itself, and what are the opportunity they can gain from the outside. So from there itself, the performance supports come from the employee. Okay, so it will be supported by the employee and the management itself to achieve the goals. So if you look into these three components, you are able to increase your organization's performance and individual performance. So these are the three HR activities. Next, we will see the HR strategy alignment. Okay, HR strategy, the components they look into it. These are the components: training and development, talent management, employee safety and security, employee retentions and engagement, performance management, employee compensations and benefits. So all these components you have to standardize as a HR strategy to achieve the individual and organizational performance. Any of you can't understand in this part? You have any questions to ask the HR alignment? Do you have any questions? Students, do you have any questions for this part? Can you understand why HR is focusing into training and development?
Yes, miss.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, training and development, you know, right? The HR will focusing toward the training and development to make sure that employee got sufficient training and they can develop their skills and knowledge accordingly. That's why they come up with a list of training to ensure that the employees are very good to perform in the company. By giving them, they can increase the knowledge. What about the talent management? What is talent management? Any of you? Fairuz, can you explain about the talent management in terms of hotel?
For
I'm
talent,
I'm
okay.
aware that hotel is really look into the talent management.
Uh, uh, for talent management, correct me, Prof, if I'm wrong. I think it's actually long term. It's a long term strategy, right, for the
Mm-hmm.
employee. Meaning,
Yeah.
if we appointed this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then we arrange it for the long term talent management with the training and so on others activity. So we foresee that person to be some sort of manager or person in charge for the next few years. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah. That is talent management. How they managing the talented. We can say talent retentions as well.
Okay, in that case, yes, we do have a lot. Mostly every department they're gonna send someone as part of the talent this program. So it
Mm-hmm.
will be involved training, seminar, and then there's a one-to-one session with your manager to
Mm-hmm.
review your competency, your development, and then
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna assign you with a task, a project for cost cutting, for enhancement and other something, and start to evaluate either your performance is up to the standard or not. It's more into the coaching, one-to-one mentoring, in order
Mm-hmm.
for you to become that particular person's lah, that
Yes.
manager. Mhm.
That is the correct one. This is the things they are looking into it. So HR will look into that kind of aspect from the employee to ensure that the employee can really work for the company for the long term. They don't want for the short term itself, because most of them they can't fulfill what the HR wanted. That's why talent management is really like look into the talent retentions of employee as well. Okay. So that's why they will make sure that the job descriptions and everything is really be managed for the employee to ensure that they are not leave the company without dissatisfaction. Okay, so that is the one. Employee safety and security. What is in HR trying to mean by employee safety and security? Any of you?
Is it related to the benefit like insurance, salary?
Of course, if you look into the HR strategy, employee safety and security, they go for the employee welfare. So if employee welfare, they look into the benefit, salary, uh, they will see into hospitalizations.
Sick allowance, sick allowance.
Yes, hospitalizations, annual leave, all that. Okay, so they are looking into the employee safety and security. Then the employee retention and engagement. So the employee retentions and engagement, they will look into how they are going to retain the employee and try the employee to be engaged into the training and development of HR's activities. Here, employee retentions really can say some of them you can't retain them to be in the organization because they feel like they are dissatisfied with whatever that are done by the company. So in this case, HR will really work out to retain the employee because HR don't like to fire the employee simply. They also have a heart. They have a power to firing someone, but they not doing that because they will see the issues are very big, then they will do the firing. If the issue is like very very small, it's only the politic around the company, they will not do that. They will support the employee who are performing in a different way. Okay, so the HR will really look into what the employee is doing to the company instead of looking into the small portions of the weakness. Okay, so that is the one. Performance management, yeah, from the employee itself, they will see how do you performing after and before the training itself. So they will do the performance appraisals part to reward you. So that is that one. And employee competency and benefits. So the employee compensations and benefits, they will see how do you want to reward based on your performance appraisal. So all these, they have to look into it to ensure that they can achieve the individual and organizational performance effectively. So that's the reason HR have to work it up all this strategy with the business strategy to grown up, not only thinking about the profits of the business. Because when you talk about the business, selling, buying, purchasing, profit only, cost, these are the things in terms of business. Okay, if you look overall, you have to see how are you going to grown up your business based on all the functioning in your department. Okay, so that is the way. So far, any question? So far, any question?
All good, Prof. We're good.
So this is the article, the extra reading, but I already upload article which is related to your chapter 2. So this is not important. You can find out this kind of article. It is a sample, this is the sample, a high performance work system and employee performance. So you can Google and find out these kind of articles in the Google, not in the Eurox. This one, my one, I already uploaded the article for you for the read up purpose. This is additional that you can find from Google Scholar, all that. Okay, so I done week 2, unit 3 and 4 today itself. Hope all of you understand what is strategy, human resource measures, metric, and performance